Next week, we begin the Final Four for the NASCAR Sprint Cup chase for the Sprint Cup. Atlanta Motor Speedway coverage begins at 1 o'clock Eastern on ABC. 5 Atlanta races have been settled by last lap passes. Who will be the last man standing in Atlanta 1 week from today? Coverage begins with NASCAR Countdown. Alan Bestwick, Brad Daugherty, and Rusty Wallace. Leader is Jimmy Johnson, but back for second and third, guys, starting to tighten up a little bit as we move closer and closer to what should be that final pit stop of the day.
88.99 have been going at it for a while now. Looks like they have been dealing with these lap cars. Montoya is the last one here that they're lapping. There's a lot of traffic they're having to deal with.
Is everybody popping seals? So is your seat coming? I wouldn't say it was seals because I think it's only 2 companies that are blowing them out. So I'd say it's probably cramper related plus heat. So I don't think we got anything to worry about. All right, so it ain't the bead. Oh, it's just, I think it's just wearing them out on the inside.
Actually are the beads that are melting on these tires. I guess we have a little advantage over some of the crews that we can see. We have cameras to shoot these cars when they come in, and can see the tires and the beads that are melting.
Yeah. I think that they're just wanting, letting Dale Jr. know basically that you know, his car, his tires have looked okay in temperatures and everything. But if we look just behind Dale Jr. right here, as he's on the bumper of Carl Edwards, the 83 car. Brian Vickers has moved himself up into the 4th spot now. We haven't talked about him all day.
He's been kind of just sneaking his way up through there, very methodically. This long run has been great for this car.
Yeah. Yeah, what the times I've been watching him in the last few laps, his car really looks like it's getting a better bite than a lot of other guys up out of the corner. You see a change of position here. Denny Hamlin's taking over the 6th spot from Jeff Gordon. Gordon's still struggling on this run. And you mentioned that they've been trying to tighten that car up, and it may be hurting Jeff Gordon here in this longer run.
That's the problem with these short track races is it's kind of hard to tell what's really starting the problem. He keeps saying that he's losing grip in the rear and getting loose, and so they start tightening the car up. But if you try to tighten that car up too much, you can actually make the car where it pushes through the middle, and he's using the throttle to turn it and actually make the car worse. And it looks like that's what's happening with the 24 car, because they have tightened it up and actually made it worse. Dave?
Right in front of him, Denny Hamlin taking that position away, Andy. Think of the position he's in. Both of his teammates have had trouble with right front tires. He asked his crew, have you seen the brake temperatures look bad on my car? And they said, no, your color of your brake rotors looks good. That tells him to hit the go button, but at the same time, as we see Vickers battling with Junior, it tells him I've got to be careful because I know what's happened to my teammates. That's a hard position to be in.
They have great battle up here, 2nd to 3rd and 4th, Ford, Toyota, and Chevrolet. And now Vickers, as you heard Dale Jarrett say, has taken the spot. The 2 car, Kurt Busch, up against the wall. And
that's about the 3rd right front.
We will stay green at Martinsville.
Well, Kurt couldn't make the pit road entrance. He's got to make a full lap around the racetrack with his right front down.
You can hear him. He's pretty frustrated with that on his radio, too. He's wanting to know if he could park it now. This is a minimum of the 3rd time that this has happened for this team.
My answer would be no, you can't park it. We're going to run it till it won't run.
Yeah, and he knows that. He's just frustrated at the time.
Since the last pit stop, we've had 6 cars have issues.
Caution is out now for Kurt Busch. He just couldn't get to pit road.
That will be the 9th caution flag of the day because of the debris, as Andy mentioned, off of the 2 car. He does now finally able to limp his car down to the pits. And the leaders will be able to make what could be their final pit stop here under the yellow flag.
4 tires of gas here. Check that sway bar again, guys. Make sure it's hooked up.
A.J. Allmendinger is going to be the car to get the free pass here. A.J.'s had a great day in this 10 car. He's in the 16th spot, but had just gotten lapped by Jimmy Johnson.
Bad break for Tony Stewart because he was one of the cars that blew a right front, had to make a green flag stop. He's trapped the lap down.
And this caution can't come soon enough for Jeff Gordon, who had been backsliding, just struggling with the race car, or the 31 car, Jeff Burton, who'd been battling a loose, very loose car.
Looks like A.J. Allmendinger will be the car that gets the free pass here.
And the good thing for Burton, even though he was struggling, he managed to stay on the lead lap. He really fought that car, and he's up in the 13th spot now, so he can make something decent out of what could have been a really bad day for him points-wise.
Less than 120 laps to go here in the Tums QuikPak 500 at Martinsville.
How about Casey Mears in this 5 car? He's run a good race so far. He's sitting right here in 8th spot.
We mentioned he finished 7th here back in the spring. All 4 Hendrick cars finished in the top 7 back in March.
Yeah, they got all 4 of them in the top 8 right now, so they're all going to hit pit road. Pretty important as to who can get out first here. It means a lot to have. It's not the clean air, it's just to have that racetrack and where you don't have to deal with traffic.
And who doesn't speed? We've seen at least 6 speeding penalties thus far today. 30 miles an hour.
Careful. Yeah, really careful in those turns where you come out of that and shorten up. Jamie?
Brian Vickers, guys, he keeps moving to the front. They said it's not broken. We're not going to fix it. 4 tires for the 83. Shannon?
Dale Jr., this 8018 looking for the money stop, said it was a little bit loose, but don't mess with it, he told his crew chief. He does not want to be tight on the restart. Mike?
Carl Edwards has never recorded a top 5 finish here at Martinsville, but he's real happy with his race car right now. No adjustments. Ahead of him, race leader Jimmy Johnson. They're going to make a small track bar adjustment. Remember, he was real tight at the beginning of the last run. They don't want that to happen again. Johnson away ahead of Edwards.
Look at this scramble behind him there. Earnhardt Jr. trying to get off, and he will get like Vickers and McMurray. It'll be McMurray, then Vickers, then Hamlin, Jeff Gordon. It'll be 115 laps to go here under caution for the 9th time. Back after this message and a word from our ABC station.